Hello, sir. How are you doing today?
Good, ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing well as well. So, today we are here for this conversation on the topic what is learning as per you? So, whatever thoughts you get in your mind using this topic, just let me know and I'll ask a few questions in between so that I can make you speak. All right. So, what is learning as per you? What do you think?
According to me, like when there are some changes in us, and like whether they are good or bad, and like I think that if there are changes in us, then we definitely learn something good or bad. And I think it is a continuous process, and I think that with like every day uh, we learn something new. So I think
Right.
that learning is a continuous process.
Okay. So, learning basically you're saying are the changes that we see in us, right? Be it
Yes.
positive or negative changes, right?
Mhm.
And you say that every day we are learning something. Do you think it's a conscious process or it's sometimes subconscious process also? Because why am I asking this question? Because as you mentioned, that we also learn bad things, right? If we
Mhm.
see any bad
Yes.
changes in us, that means we have learned something bad. So that means subconsciously maybe we have learned it because consciously I think nobody makes a decision to learn something bad. So do you think it's somewhere subconscious?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
How do you see this conscious and subconscious process? How do you see yourself as a learner? Are you a conscious learner or a subconscious learner? Or
I
maybe
guess
a
I
blend
think
of both?
both because by heart I did not like I do not want to learn bad things, but maybe because of the surroundings or environment I learned some bad things. So I guess that is a subconscious thing.
So basically we are all I think, a blend of both. How do you think
Hmm.
we can make ourselves a conscious learner? More of a conscious learner and less of a subconscious learner? What efforts can we make to change ourselves towards a conscious learner?
Like according to me, we can do some mental exercises like meditation. Like if we have control on our mind, then we can tell our mind that we should only learn good things. We should not learn bad things.
Right.
So that's how we can learn, become a conscious learner.
So basically, you're saying a self-talk, a conscious, active activity, basically a conscious activity that we are planning could help us be a conscious learner. Okay, all right. And according to you, do you think that there is also an important role of unlearning in our life? Because all the subconscious learnings that we have had, if we really want to be a conscious learner, we might need to unlearn a lot, right?
I guess that unlearning is just a fictional term because we cannot unlearn a thing. We can just bury it downside in our body,
Mm-hmm.
like but it will stay with our subconscious mind. We cannot unlearn anything, so I don't think that it is
Have you had any such experience of trying to unlearn and you have not been able to do that? That's why you're saying that. How do you conclude that unlearning is not possible?
none. At the moment I am not remembering, but maybe in past there were some things. Yes, ma'am.
I had to differ in this case because I think whatever rigid beliefs that we have in our mind, that's my point of view. Yours could be right from your point of view. Mine is that whatever rigid beliefs we have in our mind, if with a regular practice, we try to question them. Like if I feel like by being honest, nothing happens. For example, suppose I have this
Yes.
thought in my mind, by being honest, we can't survive in this world. I've seen many people having this point of view, this rigid belief. Now, when we continuously question this, I think we find people in the real time, also in the real world, also who are really honest and are surviving very well, right? But if I don't have this process of unlearning, if I don't accept that I need to unlearn something, I might not be able to, see the goodness in the other people, right?
Yes.
And maybe by questioning that, oh, how is this person able to live, properly, is able to survive very properly despite being honest? Maybe
Yes.
this unlearning starts taking place in my mind that, yeah, it's not the true thing to have this thought in mind, that honesty is not
No,
the right thing to
I
have.
agree with you, but we cannot totally unlearn a thing, but it some parts will remain within us only.
Maybe,
We cannot totally unlearn.
could be. I have not tried it rigorously, so maybe I'm not able to understand this point of view, but yeah, this could be true as you're saying this. All right. Do you think maximum people around us, after attaining a certain level of success, forget to keep the student alive in themselves? They just stop learning, and that's how their growth also stops. Maybe their financial growth is good, but their, do you think so that this happens?
Ma'am, I have like two point of views. I have seen both kinds of persons, like who have like after attaining a level of success, they are still learning and they are improving. Like they are updated, like according to the time. Because in like IT field or like current, if we see in job corporate sectors, changes are taking place very quickly. So they should be updated with the time. And in if I see like second example in the field of business, like I have seen many people who are just following the like after attaining the same level of success, they are also like following their like same methods. There is no changes
Right.
in the student.
They are not upskilling themselves, basically.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They are just following their traditional methods because
Right.
they think that we have attained this much of success by this, so we should follow only this.
Mm-hmm. That. So they stop upskilling themselves, and that's how they lag behind, in the real life.
Mhm.
But other
Yes, ma'am.
than the financial growth, also, I think we need to keep learning from everybody who we meet, right? But
Yes, ma'am.
suppose I'm at a, professional level, and I am thinking that, I want people to learn from me, but I don't want to learn from them. So I think that's also a barrier towards my growth as a human, right? So in that case, how do you think we should keep the student within us? How should we keep the
Like
student within us alive?
we should like not judge people by their age or like dress, and we should keep learning good things from them despite seeing their ages or like whether he is a poor or a rich guy. We should gain good knowledge from him so that that would help us in our growth only.
Hmm. But seeing that the real scenario, this is a very rare
Yes, ma'am.
case. Yeah, many people are not able to sustain that student within themselves. So of course we should. We all know that we should. But what can we keep telling ourselves on a regular basis that strikes in our mind that it is my need to learn from other people also?
We can say that it is life that like whether we will wake up tomorrow or not. So we should learn everything daily, and
Mhm.
that's the life.
Right. Okay. Because many people think that if I'm learning something
I
from
guess that
you,
will keep us motivated.
right. Correct. Many people feel that if I'm learning something else from somebody else, then I'm doing a favor on them, or I'm showing myself as a very great person. That I learn from everybody. They take it as a symbol of greatness, whereas it's not my greatness if I'm learning from you. It's my need,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
That's how I think
Yes,
the
ma'am.
perception should be. All right. Is there anything else that you wish to say about learning? How does it help us in our regular growth? Just let me know your conclusion about what do you think about this word learning.
Mm, not as such, but I guess like everything like if we want to learn if we want to learn some message or we have to gain some like good knowledge, then we can gain it from like every small things of like every small things of life. From a small ant to a big elephant, we can like gain the knowledge. Like ant is small ant is also doing hard work, and the elephant is also doing. So yeah.
All right. How has learning helped you in your life till now? Just give an example and then we can conclude this conversation.
Okay. I guess to be positive, and because my parents have always taught me good things, they have never told me, like teach me to do, to think bad about someone, and to do bad things. But maybe because of as we have discussed, subconscious mind, and due to the environment around us, I maybe some sort of like bad habits are there in me, like to we can say that do bad of others or think bad about others. So yeah, in both ways it helped me a lot, but yeah, more in positive way. I try to avoid negativity.
Okay. All right. So you consider yourself as a good learner, like you keep changing
Yes,
your habits as per the need of the time.
yes,
Right. All right. That's nice to know. All right. So it was a good conversation, I guess, and we could exchange our thoughts on the topic of learning. I hope it was meaningful for you as well. And of course, it was
and
meaningful for me too.
your point of view also as a learner.
Just a second.
As a learner, what are the changes in you?
As a learner, this is creating problem. I'll speak again, yeah. As a learner, of course, I have also seen myself growing, and I have found a great role of unlearning in my life because I had a lot of set beliefs that I thought were true, right? But when I came in, company of the people who were somewhere above than me as a human, as a learner, I could see a lot that I had to learn from them, and still I keep seeing a lot to learn from them. So I think it's a gradual process and it's a continuous process. I totally agree with what you have mentioned, that it's a continuous process and that only keeps us lively and unliving. So that's something which we all have to follow because when learning ends, life also ends. So I think that's how I would conclude it.
Yeah.
Thank you.